welcome back to Team Arrival's NFL Football Podcast. I'm Alex, and today we're going to be talking about the Giants and Eagles schedule, and we're going to be predicting how many wins and losses they're going to have. Roll the intro.
Hey guys, it's Jackson, and I'm predicting the Giants schedule, and Alex is predicting the Eagles. So we start off in Week 1 at the Commanders at Northwest Stadium. I don't know if that's their new stadium now. I think that's a loss. The Commanders are just way better than the Giants. Way more developed. In Week 2, we have the Cowboys. I'm going to say, if ties were more common, I would say a tie. I'll still have to go a loss, though. I feel like Dallas probably will find its footing against New York. All right, Week 3 is Kansas City Chiefs. I'm going to go loss. This one's pretty obvious. And trust me, I'm not hating on the Giants. I just think that these teams are way better than them. Okay, Week 4, we have the Chargers. That's another loss, so they're going to start off the season 0-4. Even most of these games being in MetLife, I still think that they don't have as good of a team to make home field advantage really count. So in Week 5, we have the New Orleans Saints. I'm actually going to give them a win here. I think that they're both kind of at the same level. I feel like New York has more pieces. They have more options. I think they have a better team than the Saints right now. So I'm going to go with Giants victory. So that makes them 1-4 in Week 5. In Week 6, they take on my Philadelphia Eagles. I'm going to say that's a loss. I just think the Eagles, they're defending Super Bowl champions. I don't think that they're going to get taken down that easily by New York. I'd love to be proven wrong, though, but I still think the Eagles are going to dismantle the Giants. In Week 7, they play the Broncos. I think that's a loss. I just think their defense is really good, and the Giants' offense isn't the greatest thing in the world right now. So I would say that that's going to be a really tough game for them. And then they go back to Philly, and they're going to lose again to the Eagles. So now they're 1-7, I think, right now. Yeah, 1-7. In Week 9, they play the San Francisco 49ers. I think that's a loss. I think that the Niners are starting to find their footing. They just re-signed Brock Purdy. And I think that they're going to get the dub at MetLife over the Giants. Next, they play the Chicago Bears at Soldier Field. I'm going to give them a win here. Don't know how well the Bears are now. They think they did really well in the offseason. I just am more confident in the Giants winning this. Especially with Abdul Carter going up against, even though they revamped the O-line, I still think there's going to be some guys from last season. So I think he might be able to take advantage of that. In Week 11, they have the Green Bay Packers. I think that's a loss. The Packers are also a really good team. I think the big factor in this game will be probably Malik Neighbors, I feel like. Because I don't know if the Packers still have Jair Alexander, but if they do, if Malik Neighbors can beat him, I feel like it's going to be a really defensive game. All right. And next, in Week 12, they play the Detroit Lions. That's a loss. I don't really have to explain this one, kind of like how I didn't have to explain the Eagles. I just think the Lions are a better team, and this is in Detroit, so I think this is going to be a blowout. In Week 13, we have the Patriots. I'm going to give them a win here. I think the Patriots, again, like most of the teams that I've given them wins against, are just not ready this season. I think they're going to have high draft picks next season as well. I just don't think they're built for now. I think the Giants aren't built for now either. In Week 14, they're heading into the bye, so I have them at, I think, 3-10 heading into the bye. In Week 15, they get the Commanders. That's another loss. The Commanders are a really good team. Same with Week 16 against the Vikings. In Week 17, they take on the Raiders, and I think this game is going to be a really offensive game. I mean, I think the Raiders are my dark horse team right now in the AFC. So I think that the Raiders will get a dub here. And then Week 18 against Dallas, I feel like this game isn't really going to matter. Depends on how Dallas does. But I'm going to guess that they're probably going to play their starters. And if they're really doing that bad, I think they might play their bench players. I'm going to give them a loss here against Dallas. So that's going to give them a final record by me of 3-14. Go Birds.
So now I'm going to be talking about the Eagles' schedule. So first up, they have the Cowboys. I think that's going to be an easy win for the Eagles. I don't know if the Eagles are going to really struggle that much with that one. Then the Super Bowl rematch, Eagles versus Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are going to have the upper hand on this one. Then the Eagles got the Rams. I think the Eagles got this one. Matt Stafford isn't going to be able to do much against their defense, and their offense is too powerful. Then the Eagles against Buccaneers. I think that the Buccaneers are going to lose because, like I said, the Eagles' offense is way too powerful. Then the Eagles versus Broncos. I think this is going to be a pretty close game because the Broncos have a strong defense, but I think the Eagles are coming out on top. Then we got the Eagles versus the Giants, which is going to be an extremely close game, but I think the Eagles come out on top on this because overall they're the stronger and better team. Then the Eagles versus Vikings. I think the Vikings are going to sneak one out because of Jay Jettis and all their other weapons. Then the Eagles versus Giants. I think the Giants are going to lose again, but by a slim margin because, the Giants are improving, so I think it's going to start getting closer between their games. Eagles versus Packers. I have the Eagles winning this one because the Packers are a strong team, but the Eagles are stronger. Then I have, again, Lions versus the Eagles. I have the Lions winning because overall they have a better defense and offense. They have more weapons. Then the Eagles versus Cowboys. I think the Eagles have this one because, like I said, they're stronger all around. Then the Bears. There's no question. The Bears are still rebuilding. Eagles versus Chargers. I think this is going to be a really close game, but I think the Chargers come out on top on this one. Then we have the Raiders versus Eagles, and I think the Eagles are going to win because Ashton Jeanty, in my opinion, most overrated running back in the draft. Then we got the Eagles versus Commanders. I think the Commanders win this one because it's the first time. Wait, who's home? I don't know who's home for that one. Washington's at home. So I think Washington's going to sneak one out at home. Then next, it's Eagles versus Bills. I think Bills are going to win this one. And then, because they have Josh Allen, there's no question, best QB in the league. And they have a pretty strong defense. Then, last game of the season, Commanders versus Eagles. I have the Eagles winning this one because they're at home. So that would give the Eagles a record of 11-6.
Okay, guys. So like last segment, we're gonna be spinning another wheel of the NFL teams. We're gonna be drawing their logos. So we spun the wheel again. We land on the Patriots, the Bengals, and the Falcons. So at the end of the video, after this quick message, we're gonna show you the drawings, and you guys could comment who won. Thank you for watching the Team Rivals Football Podcast. The drawings that we did are shown on the screen right now. Make sure to comment who won each drawing, and tune in next time.